Welcome students, this is English to Sanskrit translation from page 134 or 135 of your textbook, and there are certain points that I want you to have in mind. First thing is look for the verb and that should match with the subject or the Pradhama Vibhakti. Then everything becomes easy. So always remember this while learning Sanskrit. The second thing is I've been translating everything from English to Sanskrit, and certain times the English idioms do not fulfill the Sanskrit translation. So I have, paraphrased it so as to suit Sanskrit translation, but the full meaning is held intact. Thank you, students. Gopala Krishna Gokhale was a true patriot. गोपालकृष्ण गोखले महोदयः एकः सत्यदेशभक्तः आसीत्. Gopalakrishna Gokhale is a Prathama Vibhakti, first case. Was is a verb, singular. It qualifies Gopalakrishna Gokhale. That is Asit. Gopalakrishna Gokhale Asit. Kaha Asit Saha. Who was he? So, a true patriot. So, Ekaha Satya Desha Bhaktaha. Now, these are words, adjectives that qualify Gopalakrishna Gokhale. He led the freedom movement predominantly. सः स्वातंत्र्य आंदोलने मुख्यं पात्रम् अवहत्. सः is प्रथमा विभक्ति, स्वातंत्र्य आंदोलने is सप्तमी विभक्ति, मुख्य पात्रम is द्वितीया विभक्ति अवहत्. सः किम अवहत्? What did he carry? मुख्य पात्रम. So that becomes द्वितीया विभक्ति. कुत्र? Where? स्वातंत्र्य आंदोलने. That becomes सप्तमी विभक्ति. So, he was a great orator. Saha uttama vagmi api asit. Saha is the Prathama Vibhakti. Uttama vagmi is the adjective for the Saha. So, he is an excellent orator. Api is an adverb which means also. Asit is a verb that qualifies Saha. He was. Saha kidrishaha asit. Saha uttamaha vagmi api asit. Hearing his patriotic speeches, people took part in the freedom movement. तस्य देशभक्ति वाचनानि श्रुत्वा जनाः स्वातन्त्र्य आन्दोलने विभागम् अकुर्वन्. So, tasya is षष्ठी विभक्ति, देश भक्ति वचनानि. So, देश भक्ति वचनानि is द्वितीया विभक्ति. Shrutva is the first verb after having done it. So after hearing that, Janaha. Janaha is the Prathama Vibhakti. So it is the first case. Janaha. What did they do? Swa Akurvan. So Janaha, the verb for Janaha is Akurvan. They did something. What did they do? Vibhagam. They took part. So Vibhagam becomes Dvitiya Vibhakti. Janaha Vibhagam Akurvan. Kutra, where did they take part? Swatantra Andolane. So Swatantra Andolane is Saptami Vibhakti. Kim Shrutva? Desha Bhakti Vachrani Shrutva. So that becomes Dvitiya Vibhakti. So Janaha do two things. First they hear and then they take part. So the first verb is Shrutva. It comes in Kutva Pratyaya. The second verb comes as a normal Lakara verb. His simple, selfless life became an exemplary life for others. तस्य सरल निस्वार्थ जीवनम् अन्येभ्यः एकः आदर्शमय जीवनम् एव भवति. तस्य his sarala, simple, niswartha, without any kind of selfishness. So tasya becomes ashti vibhakti. Sarala and niswartha becomes adjective for what? Jivanam. So they are adjective for the word Jivanam, which is Prathama Vibhakti. Now what is the Jivanam doing? It is Bhavati, it becomes, as a verb for Jivanam. Jivanam bhavati. What does it become? Jivanam kim bhavati? Ekaha adarshmaya jivanam. It becomes a exemplary life. For whom? Anyebhyaha. That becomes Chaturthi Vibhakti. So, got my point? So, कीदृशं जीवनं निस्वार्थ सरल जीवनम्. Once the rishis approached Maharaja Janaka and asked him, Ekada rishayah Janaka Maharajam gatva tam aprichat. So, Ekada is that adverb of time. Rishayah is rishis pratama vibhakti. The first verb we can put it as gatva pratyaya, after having done. So, gatva, first verb. Janaka Maharajam is Dvitiya Vibhakti because that's where these rishis go, to that place. Aprichat is a verb and it qualifies Rishayaha. Aprichan it is, and it's Bahuvachana. Whom do they ask? Tam. So that becomes Dvitiya Vibhakti. O king, how can you perform both protection of the subjects and accomplishing yoga simultaneously? Now, for the purpose of translation, we take the meaning of it and translate it. So, as I said before, idiomatically, English and Sanskrit can be different. So, the meaning is taken. And so, what is the translation? He Rajan Katam Bhavan Samakale Prajarakshanam Yoga Samvidhanam Kartum Shakyate. So, He Rajan is Sambodhana Vibhakti, 8th case. Katam is a question. Shakyate is it's possible. It's a last verb. In English, we say it's a modal verb. Okay. So, then Bhavan, you. Samakale. Samakale, we put it in Saptami because at that time is Saptami, right? So, Samakale, which is simultaneously in English. Kartum, to do. This is a second verb. Praja, or the first verb, Praja Rakshanam, to protect the people, Yoga Samvidhanam, that is accomplishing yoga. Yoga is just not that exercise, it is a way of life basically. So that's better. The king replied, O great sages, I think you're questioning me, though you yourselves know it. The first sentence is the king replied. Raja Pratama Vibhakti, first case, Prativadati Sva. He replied. This verb qualifies Raja. Then the next sentence, O great sages, it is in Sambodhana. Maha Rishayaha or Maha Munayaha, O great sages. Then the next sentence, Mani. Mani is I think, Uttama Ekavachan, I think. Then the fourth sentence is a big sentence. So you are questioning me, though you yourselves know it. So how does it go? Bhavantaha sarve. This is Pratama, that is first case. Bhavantaha sarve, you all. What is the verb to qualify you all? Bhav, you all. Prichanti, you're all asking me. Prichanti is Pratama Bahuvacha. So before that, there's one more verb. What is that? Nyatva. So that is the first verb here. It comes in Kutva Pratyaya. So when there are more than one verbs, the first verb will come in some kind of a ground or pratyaya. And the pratyaya that is used here is Kutva. After knowing. To knowing what? Etasya vishasya uttara. So that is Dvitiya Vibhakti. It comes as a phrase. You know the answer for this? Vishaya. And you're asking me. And how are they asking? Vina karanena. So it's an adverbial phrase without any kind of reason, meaninglessly. Whom are they asking? Mom, me. That is Dvitiya Vibhakti. Okay? So that's how it is. In this universe, everything happens by the wish of God. Vishve sarvani karmani ishvara kripaya pravartante. So, in this universe is seventh case, Vishwe, that is seventh Vibhakti. Everything, Sarvani Karmani or Sarvani Karyani, everything. First case plural. Then, Happens is sarvani karyani is bahuvachan. So the verb is also plural. So what do you say? Pravartante, they happen. And then by the grace of the Lord, by the wish of the Lord, it's Tritiya Vibhakti. So Ishvara Kripaya. With the feeling that nothing is mine, Mama Kimapi Nasiti Bhavanaya. So with the feeling is third case, Tritiya Vibhakti. Bhavanaya. And then that nothing is mine. So Mama is Sashti Vibhakti. And first case, Kim api, nothing else with an expression, first case, and negation, no, and then asti is the verb. So, mama kimapi nasti iti bhavanaya. I carry out all my work. Mama sarvani kartavyani nirvahami. So, I is first case, carry out is the verb which is nirvahami, and uh, second case, which is the second case, mama sarvani kartavyani. So the whole thing is, in second case, bahuvachan it is. And then we have mama. Mama is sashti vibhakti, which qualifies sarvani kartavyani. So mama sarvani kartavyani nirvahami. That is why all this is possible. Ataha etat sarvam shakyate. So that is why it is a adverb. So adverb first one, and then second is first case adjective etat. Okay, and then we have sarvam, which is again first case, and then verb, which is in English modal shakyate. So it is possible. Ataha etat sarvam shakyate. Kartikeya, the destroyer of demon Taraka, that is Tarakasura. Tarakasura Mardanaha Kartikeyaha. So, Tarakasura Mardanaha, that whole phrase, no, it's a samasa, it qualifies Kartikeya. So, Kartikeya is Pratama Vibhakti, and Tarakasura Mardana becomes his adjective, which is a samasa. He is the last son of Shiva. Now, Ishwarasya Kanishta Putraha. So, in this, Ishwara is Shiva. So, Kanishtaha Putraha means last son, Kanishtaha. So, that full word comes in Pratama Vibhakti, and Ishwarasya is Sashti Vibhakti. Yes? The destroyer of obstacles, Ganesha, is his first son. Vigna Vinashakaha Ganeshaha, tasi Shankarasya Pratama Putraha Vartate. So I'll be using Vartate and Asti in this paragraph once or twice, because if I use it again and again, it doesn't really look nice. So here I've used. So Vigna Vinashakaha, the whole phrase becomes a samasa and it qualifies Ganesha. Pratama Putra is also the adjective for Ganesha. Shankarasya is Shiva, Sashti Vibhakti. Vartate qualifies Ganesha. The lord of wealth, Kubera, was his best friend. So, Dhanadipatihi Kuberaha Neelakantasya Paramasakaha. So, Dhanadipatihi is a samasa, which means the lord of wealth. And it becomes an adjective for Kubera, who is the Pratama Vibhakti. And his is Sashti Vibhakti, that is Neelakantasya Shiva's. Paramasaka is that best friend it is, it qualifies Kubera. That word qualifies Kubera. The mother of this universe, Parvati, is his wife. Vishwamata Parvati, Maheshwarasya Bharya. So, Vishwamata is that samasa, which means the mother of this universe, and it qualifies Parvati, who is the Pratama Vibhakti here, first case, and again Maheshwarasya Sashti, And Bharya is a word that qualifies Parvati, wife. Parvataraja, the king of mountains, is his father-in-law. Parvataraja Himalayaha Girishasya Swashraha. Parvataraja means the king of mountains, which is it's actually a samasa. So it's become the name. Now I put one more word Himalaya so that it's identified properly, which is also actually a samasa. So which has become his name. Parvataraja Himalayaha Girishasya. Sixth vibhakti Swashraha, which qualifies. Swashraha means father-in-law, it qualifies Parvataraja, which is a Pratama vibhakti. Nandi is his vehicle. Nandi Trilochanasya Vahnaha. So Nandi is first case and Trilochanasya is sixth case. Vahana is the subject that qualifies Nandi. Veerabhadra is his army chief. So Veerabhadraha Maheshwarasya Senatipatihi Vartate. Now I have added that to be verb now. Vartate. So Veerabhadraha is a first case. Now Mahadevasya is the sixth case. And Senatipatihi is a subject noun that qualifies Veerabhadra. Vartate is a verb. In spite of all this, Lord Shiva begs. Tarhi api Gangadharaha Bhiksham Yachate. So you can also say Yachate. Bhiksham Yachate is also good enough. So in spite of all this becomes an adverbial phrase. So Tarhi api I have put for that. Then Gangadharaha is a first case because he's doing some verb. What is the verb he's doing? Bhiksham Yachate. He's asking for Bhikshe. So I put Bhiksham as Dvitiya Vibhakti and Yachate as a verb because Yachate qualifies Gangadharaha. Kim Videhe Vilasam Odava Viparitam. Oh, what a destiny. So, what is the question? A destiny is Vidhi. So, Videhe Vilasam is a phrase to say the despair that the author wants to convey. So, Kim Videhe Vilasama Atava Viparitam. It's a question. Once the sage Vishwamitra came to the court of King Dasharatha. Ekada Maharshi Vishwamitraha Dasharatha Maharajasya Sabham Agachat. Ekada is a time adverb. Maharshi Vishwamitraha is the Prathama Vibhakti here and he is doing a verb. What is he doing? Agachat. He went. Where did he go? Sabham. That becomes a Dvitiya Vibhakti. Who's Sabham? Dasharatha Maharajasya, which is the sixth case. He requested King Dasharatha to send the boys Rama and Lakshmana along with him to protect the sacrifice. He is the Prathama Vibhakti. So, Saha. And then requested is a verb and it's the last verb here. It qualifies he. Yachatesma. Past tense. He asked. Whom did he ask? King Dasharatha. So that becomes Dvitiya Vibhakti. King Dasharatha. What did he ask? For what reason? To send. So this is the first verb. To send is tuman pratyaya. We have to use here. To send. Preshayitum. To send whom? The boys Rama and Lakshmana. They come in Dvitiya Vibhakti. So Rama Lakshmana. Along with him becomes Tritiya Vibhakti. Tena Saha. For what reason? Yajnam Paritratum. So Yajnam is Tritiya Vibhakti and Paritratum becomes Tuman Pratyaya. It's the second or third verb which is here in this sentence. So Paritraptum, to protect, comes in Dvitiya Vibhakti. So Yajnam Paritratum Saha Rama Lakshmanau Tena Saha Preshayitum Dasharatam Yachate Sma. Dasharatha felt sad due to his affection towards his children. Putra Vatsalyat Dasharataha Ativa Dukkam Anvabhavat. So, Dasharataha is Prathama Vibhakti. Felt sad, it's a verb. So Anvabhavat, Anvabhavat is Lang Lakara. Anubhavati becomes Anvabhavat. Dukkam Anvabhavat, he felt sad. So that's a verb. And why? Putra Vatsalyat, which is the Panchami Vibhakti, because of his affection for his children. I put it in Panchami Vibhakti. Okay, so Putra Vatsalya Dasharataha Ativa Dukkam Anvabhavat. Vasishta, the preceptor of the family, advised Dasharatha to fulfill Vishwamitra's request. कुलपुरोहितः वसिष्ठः विश्वामित्रस्य याचनं पूर्णं कर्तुं दशरथम् उपदिशति स्म. कुलपुरोहितः वसिष्ठः. So what happens here? Vasishtha becomes the Prathama Vibhakti and Kulapurohitaha, it's a samasa which means the preceptor of the family. So that qualifies Vasishta. Adjective it becomes Vishwamitrasya, of Vishwamitra. Shashti Vibhakti. Yachanam, Dvitiya Vibhakti, his request. Purnam Kartum, to fulfill. So this comes in Tumun Pratyaya. So first verb here. Dasharatham, Dvitiya Vibhakti, to Dasharatha. Upadishati, he directed, he advised. Sma, so past tense. So Upadishati Sma, it is done by Vasishta. It qualifies Vasishta. कुलपुरोहितः वसिष्ठः विश्वामित्रस्य याचनं पूर्णं कर्तुं दशरथम् उपदिशति स्म. Dasharatha sent Rama and Lakshmana for the welfare of the world. Ataha Dasharatah Loka Kalyanartham Rama Lakshmanau Preshayati Sma. So Dasharatha is Prathama Vibhakti. Sent is the last verb. So it qualifies Dasharatha. And Rama Lakshmana is Dvitiya Vibhakti. And it is the object. And for the welfare of the world is the Chaturthi Vibhakti, Loka Kalyanartham. So for the, we can put Artham that way also. So Loka Kalyanartham Preshayati Sma. So the last verb is Preshayati Sma in Lang Lakara, to send. Ataha Dasharataha Loka Kalyanartham Rama Lakshmana Preshayati Sma. Benares is on the banks of the river Ganga. Ganga Nadi Tire Kashi Nagaraha Asti. So what happens? Asti. Kim Asti? Banaras अथवा काशी नगरः. That is the Prathama Vibhakti. Kashi Nagara is the Prathama Vibhakti. Kutra asti? Ganga Nadi Tire. Ganga Nadi Tire becomes the seventh Vibhakti. Asti is the verb. The cities, temples, silk garments and ghats are world famous. Nagarasya mandiraha, dukulavastrani, ghatikaha cha vishwavikyataha vartante. Now, the city's temples. So, Nagarasya Mandiraha. So, Nagarasya comes in 6 Vibhakti. Mandiraha is the Prathama Vibhakti, Bahuvachan. Then you have other things, Prathama Vibhakti, Bahuvachan. Dukula Vastrani, which means silk garments. Ghatikaha means ghats. So, that's also Bahuvachan. Cha, all of them. How are they? Katam Santi? Vishwavikyataha, they are world famous. That qualifies. It's an adjective which qualifies all these temples, silk garments, guards, and all. Vartante is are. They are. Bahuvachan, which qualifies all these words that are told. Mandira, Dukula Vastrani, Gatika. So, Nagarasya Mandiraha, Dukula Vastrani, Gatikaha, cha Vishwavikyataha Vartante. The city is also a famous pilgrim center of India. Nagaraha Bharatasya Prasiddhaha Punyatirthastalaha api asti. So Nagaraha is Prathama Vibhakti. Then is the verb, so asti, and also is an adverb, so api. A famous is the adjective. So, prasiddhaha. Prasiddhaha kim asti? Punyatirthasthalah. So, it is a pilgrim center. It's a noun that qualifies that word city. Then afterwards we have of India. So, it is sixth vibhakti. Bharatasya. So, Nagaraha Bharatasya Prasiddha Punyatirtha Stalaha Api Asti. The city is one of the most ancient cities in the world or of this world. Nagaraha Bhulokasya Ativa Purana Nagareshu Ekatamaha Eva Vartate. Nagaraha is Pratama Vibhakti. Bhulokasya of this world. Then Ativa is a superlative phrase saying very much. Then Purana Nagareshu is amongst the most ancient cities, which is Saptami Vibhakti. Ekatamaha, which is a superlative phrase. Eva. Ekatamaha Eva means one of the most. It gives that impression on the best among the most, that way. Vartate is the verb. So Nagaraha Bhulokasya Ativa Purana Nagareshu Ekatamaha Eva Vartate. People from all parts of the country visit this place. देशस्य विविधभागेभ्यः जनाः काशीनगरम् आगच्छन्ति. देशस्य is a षष्ठी vibhakti. विविधभागेभ्यः from the different parts. So that becomes Panchami vibhakti. From the different places. Janaha, people, that becomes a Pratama vibhakti bahuvachan. Kashi Nagaram, that is Banaras, Dvitiya vibhakti, it is Agachanti. They come. Why Agachanti? Because Janaha is plural, Agachanti is also plural. Deshasya Vivida Bhagebhyaha Janaha Kashi Nagaram Agachanti. After bathing in the Ganga, they visit Vishwanatha temple and Ganga Nadyam Snatva Vishwanatha Mandiram Gatva. Ganga Nadyam, in the Ganga Nadi, seventh case, Snatva, after having taken birth. This is the first verb. So I put the Tva Pratyaya. After having done it, it means. Then Vishwanatha Mandiram. So this becomes Dvitiya Vibhakti. To that temple. Gatva. This is another verb. So after that we have one more sentence. So this is one verb in that sentence. So I put Tva Pratyaya. After having gone to that temple. So Ganga Nadyam Snatva Vishwanatha Mandiram Gatva. Pray to God with devotion. Ishwaram Bhaktya Prarthayanti. Because Janaha is the Pratama Vibhakti. We saw it in the previous sentence. So Prarthayanti qualifies Janaha. Bahuvachan. They pray. That's a verb. Whom do they pray to? Ishwaram. So Ishwaram is Dvitiya Vibhakti. How do they pray? Bhaktya. So Bhaktya becomes Tritiya Vibhakti. Ishwaram Bhaktya Prarthayanti. The child's mind is like a wet clay. Shishoho manaha ardramrit rasheheva virajate. So, Shishoho. Shishoho is Sashti Vibhakti. Manaha is the Pratama Vibhakti. So, Napumsakalinga Manaha. Manaha Katam Vartate, Kidrisham Vartate. Ardra Mritrashehe Iva Virajate. Ardra Mritrashehe Iva. So, it's an adjective word. It's an adjective, it's a simile. It's a comparison here. And Ardra Mritrashehe becomes a samasa. That means a wet clay. Ardra is wet. Mrit is clay. Rashi is a heap. So like that it is. Eva. So when you put Eva, you use the Sashti or Tritiya Vibhakti. Here I have used Sashti Vibhakti. Virajate, it appears. It qualifies Manaha. So Sishoho Manaha Ardra Mrit Rashi Eva Virajate. The potter gives the correct shape to the pot. Kumbhakaraha Ghataya Shuddha Akritam Akaram dadati. So, Kumbhakaraha is the Pratama Vibhakti. Ghataya, to the Ghata, it is Chaturthi Vibhakti. Shuddha Kritam, the correct shape, Dvitiya Vibhakti. You can say Akaram also. Shuddha Kritam or Shuddha Akaram, both are correct. Dadati, he gives. So, when you use Dadati, Chaturthi Vibhakti has to be used. That is why Ghataya comes, Chaturthi Vibhakti. So, Kumbhakaraha Ghataya Shuddha Kritam Atava Akaram Dadati. In the same way, the teacher determines a child's future. Tataiva Sikshakaha Chhatrasya Bhavishyam Nirmanam Karoti. So, Tataiva means in the same way. It's like a comparison phrase. A phrase fully that shows, the meaning of okay, I'm like this like that. Comparison. So, Sikshakaha is the Pratama Vibhakti, the teacher. Chatrasya is the Sashti Vibhakti. Bhavishyam is the Dvitiya Vibhakti, the future. Nirmanam Karoti. So I have made this verb easy. Nirmanam Karoti. Nirmanam we can put it as Dvitiya Vibhakti. Karoti is the verb. So he determines. Nirmanam is to determine. Tataiva Sikshakaha Chatrasya Bhavishyam Nirmanam Karoti. The teacher fills the student's mind with this feeling. शिक्षकः भावनां छात्रस्य मनसि पूरयति. शिक्षकः is प्रथमा विभक्ति, भावनां is द्वितीया विभक्ति, छात्रस्य षष्ठी विभक्ति, मनसि is सप्तमी विभक्ति एकवचन. In his mind, पूरयति, he fills. पूरयति qualifies शिक्षकः. That verb qualifies शिक्षकः. प्रथमा एकवचन. शिक्षकः भावनां छात्रस्य मनसि पूरयति. The sentence continues. I am great. Aham shreshto asmi. Aham is Pratama Vibhakti. Shreshtaha is the adjective to qualify Aham. Asmi is the verb to qualify Aham. Aham asmi. Aham shreshto asmi. When the time arises, yada samayam udbhavati. So yada is the time adverb. And then samayam is the first case and udbhavati is the verb that qualifies samayam. Yada samayam udbhavati. I will gather all my strength. Tada aham mama sarva shaktihi samhritya. Now tada is the adverb of time and then aham is the first case. Mama is the sixth vibhakti. Sarva Shakti is Dvitiya Vibhakti, Strilinga. Samhritya, I will gather. So that's the first verb in this series of sentences that are going to come. So Samhritya. Okay. So Tada aham mama sarva shakti samhritya. I will use it well for my country. Deshartam prayogam samyak karomi. Now, Deshartam is for the sake of my country, Chaturthi Vibhakti, Prayogam Samyak Karomi. Prayogam is use, Dvitiya Vibhakti. Karomi is the verb that qualifies Aham, which came in the previous sentence. So, the previous part of the sentence, Samyak is very well. So, Deshartam Prayogam Samyak Karomi. Self-confidence is a chief reason for success behind all works. So, Atmavishwasaha sarvakaryanam saphalasya mulakaranam bhavati. Now, Atmavishwasaha is a Prathama Vibhakti, Sarvakaryanam is a Sashti Vibhakti, Saphalasya, again Sashti Vibhakti, Mulakaranam, the chief reason, that is a Prathama Vibhakti, Bhavati, is a verb that qualifies Mulakaranam. Okay, Atmavishwasaha sarvakaryanam sapalasya mulakaranam bhavati. Self-confidence is the chief reason for success behind all works. Self-confidence shows our goals and the path to reach our goals. Atmavishwasaha lakshyam tada lakshyam prati gantum margam pradarshayati. Atmavishwasa is the Prathama Vibhakti. Lakshyam is the goal, that is Dvitiya Vibhakti. And Tada Lakshyam Pratigantu Margam. Then it's a second phrase fully. So the path to go towards a goal. That is the second case phrase. So many words. Pradarshati, it shows. So Pradarshati qualifies Atma Vishwasaha. Pratama Ekavachan it is. So Atma Vishwasaha Pradarshati. Kim Pradarshati? Lakshanam. Lakshyam. And then Lakshyam Gantum Margam. It is the energy behind all work. Sarvakaryanam Shaktihi Atmavishwasaha. Atmavishwasaha is the Prathama Vibhakti and Sarvakaryanam is the Sashti Vibhakti. And Shaktihi is the subject that qualifies Atmavishwasaha. So it's a noun that qualifies Atmavishwasaha. It flows like a stream of energy within us. अस्मासु आत्मविश्वासः एकः शक्तिस्त्रोतः इव प्रवहति. So अस्मासु सप्तमी vibhakti, आत्मविश्वासः is the pratama vibhakti. How is ekah shakti stotraha is the comparison word, is the noun that is compared for Atmavishwasaha. Eva, like that. Eva is the comparison word. Pravahati, it flows. So Pravahati qualifies Atmavishwasaha, that verb, Pratama Ekavachan. So Atmavishwasaha kutra pravahati? Asmasu. So Asmasu Saptami Vibhakti, us, in us. Self-confidence is the best friend of every man. Atmavishwasaha prati manushasya ati shreshta mitram vartate. So Atmavishwasaha is Prathama Vibhakti, Prati Manushasya Sashti Vibhakti, Ati Shreshta Mitram means the best friend. So it becomes a noun that qualifies Atmavishwasa. It becomes an adjective like noun to Atmavishwasa. Vartate is the subject that qualifies Atmavishwasa. So Atmavishwasa kasya atishreshta mitram prati manushasya. Okay. Self-confidence is the real wealth. Atmavishwasaha eva satyadanam. Atmavishwasaha is prathama vibhakti. Eva is only. Satyadanam is the noun that qualifies Atmavishwasa. It becomes an adjectival noun. So Atmavishwasaha eva satyadanam. We should gather and store up all our self-confidence. Atmavishwasam vayam samyak samhritya samchetum avashyakam. So Atmavishwasam is Dvitiya Vibhakti. Vayam is the Prathama Vibhakti. And samhritya is the first verb which comes in Kutva Pratyaya after having done it. So after having collected it, samchetum. Samchetum is to store up or to also collect. So it is the second verb. So samchetum, that comes in Kutva, this comes in Tumun Pratyaya. To do, it means samchetum avashyakam, it is important. So Atma Vishwasam vayam samyak samhritya samchetum avashyakam. Every man's real duty is to increase his self-confidence every day. Prati manushasya satya kartavyam atma vishwasasya pratidinam vardhanam asti. So Prati manushasya is Sashti Vibhakti. Satya kartavyam is the Prathama Vibhakti. So Atma Vishwasasya is the Sashti Vibhakti. Pratidinam is an adverb of time. Vardhanam is the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Asti is the verb which qualifies Satya Kartavyam. So Satya Kartavyam kim asti? Vardhanam. Kasya Vardhanam? Atma Vishwasasya. Kasya Atma Vishwasasya Prati Manushasya. So Prati Manushasya Satya Kartavyam Atma Vishwasasya Pratidinam Vardhanam asti.